Hey, it's Sandra J, a certified bedroom cosplayer for 2 years, and I'm here to talk about cosplay and why sometimes it makes you feel kinda bad. Cosplay is a wonderful hobby. Cosplay is so fun. Everyone knows this because it's gotten super popular because of social media. Social media is a great way to find different kinds of cosplayers and interact with so many other people. And the hobby's gotten really, really popular. It's so much easier now for people to just casually cosplay now. I really love that. I love hearing it. I love hearing it like in my everyday life. I go out and someone says like they cosplay casually and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool. I just love it. I love the hobby. I'm sure a lot of people who clicked on this video are either already cosplayers, new cosplayers, or just know about the hobby, which is, I mean, fair. I feel it's hard to find like video content solely based on like cosplay and the topics surrounding it that aren't tutorials or like scattered reels. I just wanted to make content so you could get out your makeup, get a snack, get into cosplay while I talk about common insecurities in the cosplay community, or at least the insecurities I feel or experience personally, and kind of make a relaxing video to just talk, kind of clear the air on the feelings we all feel but we don't universally all express all the time because cosplay is such a visual hobby, so easy to visually deceive. It's like, oh yeah, they're so cool, they're so confident, and it's like, who really is fully? I'm not afraid to be the first to say I definitely experienced a lot of insecurities about my cosplays, and I'm here to share some and hopefully give some reassurance to new cosplayers who want to enter the hobby, or just anyone who's willing to listen, on kind of showing the more vulnerable side of this hobby. If you go about your insecurities in a different way, they don't have to affect you as much as they do. I think most people can agree that when you enter the hobby, it feels absolutely amazing. It's so great. It's all you want to do. Most of the time, it's like, wow, this is so fun. This is so new. I want to do this as a job. I want to pursue this professionally. And it's like, I mean, it's so fun. I call it like the honeymoon phase of cosplay when you first get into it. You have all these cast plans. It's like hundreds at a time. And your brain is just like, wow, I'm gonna get so good at this because everyone's so cool. Cosplayers are so cool. That's one of your first thoughts. And that was one of my first thoughts. And it was like, I want to be like them. But as you start pursuing the hobby, it's a lot easier to come across challenges and roadblocks that you kind of just didn't realize existed. You like knew a general idea that, oh yeah, I was gonna develop some insecurities because everyone has that in every hobby. But since cosplay is like so visual, it's so based on what something looks like, how well something's made. Though there is more that goes into it, it is very visual. It's like art. So eventually the honeymoon phase kind of fades out, and you're left with this feeling of, at least this is what happened to me. I was like, what am I just doing something wrong? Why don't I look like this person? Why don't I look like XYZ? Why can't I do this like XYZ? A lot of comparison. Not only does comparison drive a lot of, I feel, common cosplaying insecurities, it's also very much how you feel about yourself and how you perceive yourself already going into the hobby. This hobby helped build my self-image for sure. And I want to get this out there. It is really great. It is really great at helping you feel more confident with yourself because you see yourself as all your different favorite characters. If it truly is out of the love of a character, you're gonna love it either way, regardless. That's why I love my Jolene cosplay so much, even though sometimes it doesn't come out the way I want it to. It's kind of like how in chemistry, there's a system and then it's surroundings. The system is the cosplayer and the surroundings are what affect the cosplayer. You're bound to be influenced by your surroundings, and then negative feelings can be felt and can start to arise, starting with the system or the cosplayer. Now, I feel like it's hard to differentiate what insecurities come from comparison and then what insecurities come from personal frustrations with your motivation or your attitude. But the first specific thing I want to talk about is how just you look in general. Everyone says this and it's very true. Everybody can cosplay. That doesn't mean everybody's cosplay is gonna look the same, because everyone is different. Everyone's beauty is so different and unique. So the face you have, that is beautiful. The body you have, that is beautiful. And there's no standard you need to reach in order to be beautiful, because you already are. But sometimes it's easy to feel that you don't meet a certain expectation of what a character is supposed to look like. And this is reinforced by surroundings again, but we're not talking about surroundings right now. We're talking about the system. The system is saying, the cosplayer is saying, I don't suit this character. No. You suit whatever character you want to be because you cosplay them. If you choose to, you are that character. You are that character. You become that character because you love that character and you can cosplay that character, regardless of race, regardless of gender. And I feel that there's a beauty in seeing yourself in that character, personally. I am Filipino. I'm Asian, if you haven't figured it out yet. That means I don't have the most Eurocentric features in many characters. Even though anime has many Asian characters, majorly of the time they're depicted with like very small noses or big eyes, and everyone's face looks different in real life because it's not drawn on. There's just something very special in taking your beauty and being able to almost make it work with the cosplay. You become that character for sure when you cosplay them, but it's also you, and you can see yourself in that cosplay, and then it's like, wow, you recognize that you're beautiful. A lot of like cosplay praise is like on being a shapeshifter and wow, you look completely different from this to this, and yeah, that's amazing, that's amazing. But you can still be a shapeshifter if you can still tell that is you, because you're a different character. That it almost automatically equates to my mind as being a shapeshifter. You don't have to hold yourself to this expectation as, oh, I have to look completely different from how I look in real life. Because no matter what anyone does, there's always gonna be a semblance of what you look like. I just think sometimes building that confidence comes with building the love within yourself and how you believe that you can cosplay this character and you can do it well, because you do it well. It's like automatic. It's automatic. It's automatic. If you can see yourself in your favorite character, bruh, man, you probably look so good. I don't even know you. You probably look so good. You are doing what you love. You're cosplaying who you love. You look amazing. Amazing. You look amazing. Oh my god. The second really big insecurity that I feel comes from within is your productivity level or your motivation to cosplay. Ask any cosplayer. At one point, it was hard to find the motivation to cosplay. And I honestly didn't believe that this was a thing. I didn't believe it was a thing. Because when I was in the honeymoon phase, I was like, wow, what are you talking about? I'm gonna cosplay every day of my life. It's gonna be my most favorite hobby, and it is. I really am attached to it, and I love this hobby so dearly, but I thought it was impossible. I was like, no, I'm never gonna lose my motivation cosplay because I love it too much. Well, just because you love something, it doesn't mean you're always gonna have the energy or just the feeling in order to pursue it, and that doesn't mean you fell out of love with the hobby. It just means that you're feeling something in the moment and you just want to relax or take a few days off or take a few weeks off or take a few months off. You gotta be nicer to yourself. And this is for me, but also for anyone else who's real hard on themselves when they just can't get it done, or they just can't cosplay. You just don't have the energy. You just don't have the time. That's fine. That really is fine. No, there's no obligation to really push yourself to your limit and say, hey, I'm gonna make content and it's gonna be great. I feel when you make content, when you're in a good mood, or when it just really means something to you, very meaningful content, like this video right now, I'm really passionate about this topic. It's gonna feel so much better when you actually make something or when you create something, and you're gonna have a lot better of a product than if you had really pushed yourself, really pushed yourself to make that content and then you're upset about it. That's not the way to go. That's not the way to go, because you gotta rest. You gotta rest, my friend. The struggle to find productivity is really hard as well. If you still know that you love the hobby, and it's okay if you fall out of love with it too. There is no obligation. Again, there was no obligation. But if you know that you love the hobby, and even though you had the honeymoon phase, like I had the honeymoon phase, but you still really know that you care about this, it will come back. Do not scare yourself. Do not worry. Be nice to yourself. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. So it's hard to be nice to yourself on your own. My channel's here to show you, y'all gotta take it easy. And I'm here for you guys, because it's hard to take it easy in this demanding social media world. If you on social media, you know the algorithm is a vicious animal. This is a great transition to part 2, which is the surroundings. Now, this is the segment where you probably clicked on the video and thought this is exactly what I was gonna say, and it's boom, social media makes you insecure. And technically, it doesn't have to. If you truly did not care, it wouldn't affect you. But I'm going to go back to that system and surrounding thing. Most of the time, the system gets affected by surroundings in one point or another, most probably. So it's almost, you're put in an environment and it's just hard to navigate it, especially if you're new. I didn't grow up with social media. Getting into it was like really new and kind of jarring for me. What is happening? I think by acknowledging both the good and the bad, we can more easily navigate the environment surrounding cosplay, especially on social media, and make it less scary to join and just more easy to coexist with everyone online. Going into the first point, comparing yourself. Kind of touched based on this earlier in the video when I said everyone's beauty is different. Everyone's beauty is different. So why don't I look like the cosplayer on my explore page? That exact thought has run through my head almost every time I open Instagram, because it's like, I am fine, and if I'm alone for a bit, I feel very secure with how I look. That's fine. But then every now and then that thought goes through my head. It's like, I don't look like this person. Just genuinely, I do not look like them, and they look good. So does that mean I don't look good? And that is untrue. That is untrue. Everyone's gonna look different, and we all fall on the spectrum of how well we fit the image social media promotes. Because there are, as many people know, biases within the algorithm to favor people with certain appearances or certain features. And ultimately, since we're always on this app that pushes that image, even if you feel it in a small capacity, you can feel a kind of personal insecurity where it's like, wow, I do not have this feature, and everyone else has this feature. But realistically, not everyone has this, not everyone looks like this, not everyone looks like that one person on Instagram. Social media is so hard to navigate and keep into perspective. Everything that goes into what is carefully selected to be put on your explore page, what is carefully selected to be promoted. Instead of comparing yourself to whatever gets promoted to you, I was told to compare yourself to you. Where was your cosplay? Where was your content in the past compared to where it is now? It is so much better of a way to think about it, because if you isolate you and just isolate yourself every once in a while, or whenever you catch yourself maybe thinking I don't look like this, or I don't look like that, focus back in on yourself, look back and see how much you personally have grown, because I guarantee you underestimate how quickly you improve. You underestimate how much progress you have made. We gloss over that. There's almost this internet culture of pushing and being the very best and being one of the most successful with the most likes or the most shares or being super big on certain platforms. And that is a hard mentality to keep up without having it in any way affect how you view yourself. So if you feel that very similar feeling that sometimes I feel it a lot less ever since I focused in on like just my progress. You will see how much you have grown and how good of a content creator you are, how good of a cosplayer you are, how good of a sewer you are, how good of a wig styler you are, how good of an editor you are, how good of a photographer you are. Man, you are cool. You're amazing. You gotta acknowledge that sometimes. Before I end out the video, I want to give a few affirmations. Some of these are from me, some of these are from mutuals. I had asked previously on my Instagram about if anyone had any cosplay affirmations or insecurities that they felt like they could share in order to help some other people. If you want to be included in the next video, head to my Instagram. I might put up another poll. Anybody can participate in the polls, it's not just for mutuals. TequilaJoseph.cost, Juvia X Miyaka, Jojo Cherry, and Gotti Kiki, hope I said all those right, all touch on insecurities on physical appearance, affirmations. There is no standard to a cosplay body, even though it's tough because certain body types are reinforced as better suited for cosplay or for certain characters, but in reality, characters are drawings made from someone's mind. It's not a cosplayer's job to mold their body into a character in order to cosplay them, because there is no need. Simply having the love and passion to cosplay is really all that matters. We gotta say it more and repeat it. We are all nerds who like certain things, and we all want to dress up a little, and we all do it in our own special and beautiful way. Y'all are amazing and your cosplays are stunning. Thank you so much for interacting. Nightcrawler.cost brought up a really interesting point on not doing the best makeup, lighting, etc. And it makes me think of, what is the standard for the best? Everyone's best is so subjective. No one's gonna do it like anyone else, therefore nobody can do it like you. Whatever you choose to do, whatever makeup you choose to do, whatever cosplays you choose to do, you are unique and special in how you choose to cosplay and what you choose to create and how you choose to make content. And that is something to be celebrated. So the best to me is defined as the best you can do. But you also brought up a lovely affirmation that you should stay true to yourself and be patient, and eventually you'll find a loyal audience. And I absolutely adore that. Thank you so much for interacting. Vane Production brought up a really good point about not putting on makeup because of sensory issues and how that can be insecurity. with that, I think there's no point at which a cosplay is complete. You don't need makeup in order to complete a cosplay. You don't even need the whole outfit in order to complete a cosplay. And cosplay isn't a job. There was no agreement that we all read saying, oh, we need A, B, and C in order to be a cosplayer, in order to have a complete cosplay, in order to have a good cosplay. It really makes it hard for us to realize how good we are. Not having a certain element doesn't take away from all the other elements, because all the elements are amazing. You don't need that other thing. Your cosplays are already amazing, and I'm so glad that you found a cosplay style that works for you. Do not feel pressured to use makeup. You absolutely do not need it, because you're already amazing. Thank you so much for interacting. And finally, Jonathan Cos brought up the topic of accuracy, about how some people tend to stress on being super canon or super accurate or super screen accurate. They also mentioned that cosplay is supposed to be fun and not stressful, which I agree with. If being screen accurate makes you stress, you do not need to worry about it, because again, no job description for cosplay never said you had to be accurate. You can have creative liberty. You can do whatever you want. It's an art form. Make it your own. Do it the way you want to, and it's going to be beautiful and unique, and it'll most probably make you enjoy cosplaying more because you do it in your own way. It's a lot easier to be proud of what you make when you see yourself in it and you really see the work and individuality that's put in every single thing you do. So yes, I absolutely agree with that point. Thank you so much for interacting. Now I think I've been filming for about like 45 minutes or something, so I think I hit time. So I think I'm gonna end it off here. I could go on for so long about this topic because I have a lot to say about it, and there's more stuff to say about it. And I would love to do a deeper dive into them. But for now, I think I'm good with taking a quick little dip in the pool of feeling inadequate when I cosplay. But I really hope y'all enjoyed the video. If there's anything you agree with, or if you want to add to any of the points, you can go ahead and leave a comment down below. Just know at the end of the day, nobody can do it like you. Your cosplay is gorgeous. You look amazing. I love it. I love your content. That's gonna be it for now. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you next JoJo Friday. Bye!